Hello and welcome back to Swanage Railway. In this video we've got a new engine that has just returned from being adapted by TMC. So it used to be Bronton number 34046 and it is now renamed and numbered. So in this video we're going to be adding smoke as well as sound to this model. So let's get her out the box. Alright, now that we've got the engine out of the box, we can flip her over and have a look at her. She is now number 34105, running under the name of Swanage. And I think TMC did a absolutely terrific job turning her into Swanage. So we've also got a front head code that was changed. Out of the box, one of the steps on the tender did come out the box, so that broke off in transit. I am not bothered about that, I can repair that. Just also noticed we've got a TMC plaque underneath the model as well. That's honestly quite cool. So for this project I'm going to go and bring in my service cradle and we're going to have a quick look at the other stuff we need. So we have our ESU 21 pin V5 decoder, I think it is. So we've got one of those. Then we've also got one of these smoke units. I think this is smoke unit number 22 or type 22. It comes with sealant as well as the smoke module. So that'll be up front, whereas the decoder is going to be in the tender. So I'll leave those off to the side for now. We've got the usual accessories for the engine, as well as the set steps that came loose, so I'll keep those at the side. Right, to get this apart, we first need to grab this little brake handle off the tender. So that's what I've just grabbed out. There's a loose fit part that goes into the base of the tender, so we'll put that over there. Also installed the crew. So I feel like I just need to open that screw at the front and that'll drop the body off. I've not actually opened the front bit. And there we go, dropping the screw already. As expected, a terrific amount of space inside the cab, or in the body. So we can go over there. Now it's just removing these two screws in the back. So that's the last two bits retaining the tender lid. And there we go, tender lid's off. So that now leaves us with the blanking plate there. Gonna have to figure out which one of these ports connect to my speaker outlet. But I'll figure that out in a minute anyway. And then obviously I'm going to need the body back so that I can mount the smoke unit in the front and take the cables to the rear of the engine again. So first things first, let's get this blanking plate off. Nicely firm hold in there. So that can go and sit with all my other blanking plates that I've collected over time. Right. So I'm going to pause the video here, learn what of these I need to connect to my speaker. Then once I've connected that to the speaker, I'll figure out what speaker I can fit in this engine. Judging by the space in my tender, quite a big one. I might go for a bass enhanced one if I've got any of those spare. I've got a lot of speakers just sitting around, so I'll see what I can fit in and work out where I need to link to. Though now that I'm looking at it, I've not got as much room as predicted. Depending on the amount of space the decoder takes up, I suppose. That way up. So yeah, a lot less space than I was predicting. Might have some chassis space, not much. I'll figure it out. I'll get a speaker in there somehow. Right, so I've got this a little bit further. So I've wired onto the decoder for AUX2. So I've got the common channel, which is there. Then down here I've got AUX2. That's what's going to drive my smoke module. I've got this nice long thin black cable which will go to the front. As you can see by the tender, I've had it apart, so I had to rewire this plug because how it had been assembled, the cables had been crushed by that bit. You may also notice that I've mounted the speaker in place in the top of the tender. That's a 20 by 20 by 7mm speaker, mega bass. I've also taken one of the two clips off and made a little hole. That's what I'm going to feed this through, that slot there. And then I'm going to follow it onto this one, up and over the engine to the front. So to do that, I need to reassemble this engine. Right, now that I've got the cable going from the tender all the way up to the front of the chassis, which is where the smoke unit is going to go. So we've got our smoke unit. I've put some of the sealant around it. It feels an awful lot like black tack to me, but with this model we've got a long funnel going into the engine. So we're just going to get this sealed in place. So I've wrapped it around the bottom of the narrow bit, which is the same size as the actual funnel, or the bottom. So I'm going to push this home. So that's now rather well secured in place, and I've kept it central in the funnel relatively. I'm happy with that anyway, so that's good. Now I just got to hook these two cables onto these two cables. Right, so that should be connected on now. So we should be able to put the body on. Right, with that all connected, I'm now going to take this downstairs to where the layout is currently set up with one panel, and going to give her a test run and see if I can get it to fire up with steam. So I'm going to go and do that. If it's all working, which it should be, I will then be applying new details to the engine, repairing a few bits that have fallen off, and become broken during this process, because yes, there has been a few things that I've knocked off. So let's just see how our cables are coming down. They look good. Might need to adapt them slightly, but we'll see how things play out with them dangling where they are. So I haven't shown it on camera yet. So that's how they come down. So they might be visible, but then that's a natural thing to happen to any engine and thing for this scale of train. So I'll take it downstairs, get it tested, and we'll see how we go.
No, well, not as much now. Numbers possibly, but not.
Paul called me like that when I went, he's 2 years old, so it's, I don't know what I'm going to do with him. We can repair things like that, you know.
I didn't say a word.
Suethe Smoke this morning.